So yeah, it's a pain in the ass the first time. But once you kind of have that template, then you're just copying it, duplicating that template, changing out the products, changing out your prompts, and saying, okay, this is hero product number two. Right. And then going back to like what you and I have talked about before, Will, the iteration process is the easy part. The
Hmm.
real, I think the real winner is a net new concept from AI is the extremely difficult thing that I haven't been able to find that is like mind blowing until now.
Hmm. And what? So you're saying you have like a winning ad? Like, what would be your process in terms of iteration there?
I mean, we have it from the Figma board. We built a plugin from Figma to Kai.ai. And so we can say, go make 10 iterations and we can select change product placement or change the background. And so we can do either of those and we just select how many numbers we want. Very easy for us is we do 9 by 16 with a 4 by 5 safe zone. That's kind of like the limits to stay within this. We just go to Figma, select 8, 9, 10, whatever we want, press run. It comes back, gives us exactly what we want. No prompt, no nothing. And so it'll just kind of run through that. And then as we spoke about again, well, is like, then that kind of duplicates and we do the exact same thing with the headline iteration. So the H1's up top, and then we just say, hey, 10 new H1s. It runs back to Claude, runs through the Claude project for that company, that brand, runs to the Claude project. Claude project is connected to Notion, runs to the Notion dashboard all the way back, right? And then it just generates the H1 copy across
That's crazy. So the H1 copy is unique, written by Claude every time. What you're saying for every iteration?
every single time. Yeah. I mean, you could do, I think we have it up to like 25 right now, but it probably takes 5 seconds for it to do it. It's so quick.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to sort of drill down on one thing you mentioned. One of the issues with these models, I think we can all sort of agree, like Nano Banana 2 is probably the best model for static generation, is like getting your text to look right. My process is like building spec cards and having it reference the spec cards, but still it's maybe like 80, 85% success rate. You mentioned something the other day that I thought was fascinating was like in this Figma thing, you are manually creating the initial one in Figma, right? With the actual copy, with the actual font file. And then through your iteration process, you're changing that through Claude. So maybe like at a fifth grade level, can you sort of like explain exactly what's going on there?
Yeah. So we'll go generate, let's say you have your image, right? You're like, hey, this is the image I want. That lives in Figma. Designer comes in is like, hey, this is where I want the H1 copy. I think not only is like the font hard to find, but it's also like the placement when you kind of use AI of like getting that placement perfect that really looks aesthetically pleasing is really difficult, I feel like. So basically all we're doing is we built a plugin from Claude Code to run back to Claude. Right. And so all they're doing is they're basically designer comes in, makes the first iteration. Like that's basically the only thing they have to do is come in, make that first H1 copy. And then we just hit the plugin, it runs back to Claude, and then it just duplicates the image across and just puts the H1 copy in the exact same place with the new H1.
Got it. I think that like what you're saying is like so valuable because the amount of DMs and questions I get about it's like my font's not rendering correctly. Like this is like the easiest solve that people just like don't realize. It takes like 1 extra second of effort in Figma to just like actually write out the copy, and then like iterating becomes so much easier.
Yeah, 100%. The thing why we started doing this, one is I believe it was, I don't know if it was the CMO at Claude or someone, but there was someone at Claude who spoke about doing this with Figma in a
Oh
different
wow.
capacity. And I was like, I watched that video and I was like, we're just going to change it and do the H1 copy because the biggest thing that pissed me off is we'd go generate an image and the image would look great and the font screwed up the whole image and you start from scratch again. Right. And I was like, I don't want to keep doing this. Right. The image is right or and the font's wrong or the font's right and the image is wrong. I'm going to do them separately. And so the first thing I did was go make the images and then I'd come back and upload that image and try to get the font right. And then it still wouldn't be right. And so I was like, okay. And a lot of it was placement of where I wanted it
Hmm.
exactly. Like even just trying to slide it over like a quarter of a centimeter on 9 by 16 matters, right? Like it's a huge
Totally.
difference. And so just having them place it and then you just name it H1 and then Claude just knows that this is the H1 text box and it just runs it across.
Very, very cool.
I mean, we would sort of be remiss not to mention that Claude design came out yesterday. Have you played with it at all? I mean, I blocked off some time tomorrow to spend on it, but it seems like, Figma stock is down. People are, talking about this a lot. I don't know if you've gotten in there yet.
Haven't touched it. I know it's out. I mean, we had Opus come out, right? Everything like this, but I have not touched either to that capacity. I've been in meetings to meetings the last 2 days, but that is this weekend. The fiance will be pissed when I sit on the couch all weekend playing with Claude Design.
Yeah, what used to be a Friday night of just like drinking beer and watching sports is now just like drinking NA beers and playing with Claude Code.
Exactly. It's the life. It's the life I dreamed.
Sounds awesome. Yeah, it sounds awesome.